What is up, man? Welcome back to another episode on LLC TV. Taking a different twist. I got some response from the Anthony Edwards video. So let's get back into basketball, which is one of my favorite things, one of my passions, probably my first love without a doubt. All right, so I said Anthony Edwards could be the number one pick. I'm saying the same thing for LaMelo Ball. So today we're gonna break down LaMelo Ball. If you know, you know. There's no way you can't know the baby brother of the Ball family. Been putting in work a long time. He's been putting in work a long time, and well deserving of everything that he's going to get coming forward. He put in a lot of work and has gotten tremendously better over the years. Now, like we said before, the Minnesota Timberwolves have the first pick, right? And some people may say they don't need a point guard, but D'Angelo Russell can slide over to the 2, and LaMelo can play the 1, or even vice versa. What's crazy is LaMelo is like 6'7", 6'8", so, But anyway, let's go ahead and get into, LaMelo. Let's get into the video. So, watching LaMelo, man, as you can see, right from the get-go, what I look at LaMelo is his aggressiveness. Now, as Lonzo's little brother, I don't think he's really going to have that much pressure, and that's because Lonzo is not. I mean, Lonzo's solid, right? He could be much better, but Lonzo is not like Lonzo's just like killing it, so he won't have a ton of pressure. And then Jello, who's going to play in the G League next season, I believe. That leaves LaMelo to kind of be able to free reign. Now, if you've been paying attention to the Ball brothers, then you know all of them have very different games. But the thing that I like about Melo is his aggressiveness on the offensive end. There are times when you watch Lonzo and you'll say, he's too passive. You're not going to say that about LaMelo. And he's been that way for a long time. He's been in the spotlight for quite some time. And he's young. He's very young, but because he's been in the spotlight quite, as long as he has, you won't see him get rattled. I think this is the NBL. So in the NBL, this is actually his second year playing professional basketball. As you can see, with that length of 6'7", 6'8", he's able to make passes over the top of defenders. And there you see just the handle, the creativity, and the flash that he has to his game. Now, I don't know if he'll be as, he'll get bumped a little bit more in the NBA, but this is his game. So you see him doing, these types of moves. That's how he plays. He's always been a flashy player, pulling up from half court or whatnot. But he also shares what Lonzo has, which is that outlet passing, that ability to get the ball out of his hand right away. And unlike Lonzo, he's very aggressive with his shot, as you see, taking the deep three-pointers. And he's not really thinking about him. He's shooting a shot. He's not thinking about it at all. So that aggressive offensive mindset, especially in the NBA where point guards, they score now, right? Point guards score more. So him being able to be aggressive will be important. Now, he's very streaky as far as like a jump shot. I've been watching Melo. Obviously, most of us have for quite some time. I was able to see him play in high school, his final year at Spire. They came down to Georgia, but he's a streaky shooter. But when he's hot, he is hot. Now look at that. So he's got his athleticism came very late, a late bloomer when it comes to athleticism, and he's not like an uber athlete like an Anthony Edwards, not real big, but he is athletic and long enough to get his stuff off in the league. So he can get his shot off in the league. I would say when he wants to, just from the aggressive standpoint and from his length. He'll be at 6'8", he'll be taller than most of the people that will be defending him. And like I said, if the jumper is falling, which is what we're seeing now, if the jumper is falling, then he's going to be pretty good. So he's not one. I mean, if you go under a screen on him, obviously we're going to see if he's hot or not right away during the game. So you're going to know right away if he's hot or not. But he will keep shooting, so he will keep the defense honest. And that's from that standpoint. It's not like he's going to lack confidence or anything like that. So him being able to finish in transition, that's going to be probably his biggest adjustment in the NBA. Like I said, he's not an uber athlete, and the athletes in the NBA are much better. So I'm keen to see how he's going to finish, in the lane amongst some of the bigs in the NBA, where they're a lot stronger, they're a lot more athletic. But we'll see. It's not that he can't do it. So, but I think he has a variety of things, such as like floaters and stuff like that, that'll be able to take care of his body. And he'll get bigger. Is obviously room for him to get much bigger. Lonzo was able to do so and steady out his body. So I expect the same thing. Look at that vision. So him having that vision that Lonzo has, and he's not as good of a passer as Lonzo. I'm not saying that, but you have to pay attention to him. Like, you have to pay attention to him and the people that he has on the court, because he can find the open man. I don't think he should have a problem if he were to get drafted by the Timberwolves. I don't think he'll have a problem running the 1 or 2, because at that point then you're saying you have two people who can bring the ball up court and make decisions. Now, the thing that's going to be killer is D'Angelo Russell is an aggressive offensive player as well. And if Melo can kind of taper down his attempts in order to get Towns and Russell the ball and get them, some easy looks, then they should be pretty good, right? I would say so. And it also depends on D'Angelo Russell being able to, score without the ball in his hands as much. So that's how it would work. I think D'Angelo Russell, obviously, I think he had an all-star season, so it's not easy to tell him to move over for another point guard. But in a sense, we have these combo guards. D'Angelo Russell is a combo guard, and Melo is a combo guard as well. I just think Melo is a better passer than D'Angelo Russell. So at that point, you kind of want to give him, the reins to run the offense, because he is a better passer. He can create for his teammates a little better than D'Angelo can, at least right now. D'Angelo's a better scorer, and he will be more efficient at that scoring. But then again, you have Karl Anthony Towns, so both of them would need to kind of tone that down. So he did pretty good in his long season in the NBL as far as finishing up and unders, finishing with layups. So that's what he is. He's gonna have to finish with layups and floaters and stuff like that. He did pretty well. He looks good. Looks, from these athletes' standpoint, looks at least just as athletic. So that's gonna be my main thing. That's my main thing to key in on. I think he can be the #1 pick, and I think he would fit perfectly with the Timberwolves if D'Angelo Russell is willing to make that next jump as far as saying, all right, I don't need the ball all the time. That's going to be the key. If D'Angelo Russell understands he doesn't need the ball all the time, then him and Melo could be a problem, especially feeding Cat down. So as LaMelo continues to grow up, I think he might still be 18, or he just turned 19. His body's going to change, man, and he's going to be much more of a problem for those point guards because he has the height. Look at that find. That's a good one-handed pass, off to the opposite side of the court. Things like that you want to watch for, especially from a point guard. A good finish through contact, and it's a floater basically, but him being able to finish through contact, and like I said, he isn't shot. Look at that. Look at that. Quick passes and on target, so that his teammates can actually they're in position to score. Good touch, man. Good touch around the rim. Butter rolls, nasty. And obviously this is a highlight tape, so he's going to make a lot of the threes that you see on here. And I think he's a shooter that you don't want to leave open. Look at that finish. That's a finish. So one thing about it is he's a confident guy. So if he makes a couple moves in the league, his confidence is going to skyrocket. How their dad talks is how he plays. You hear me? How LeVar talks is how LaMelo plays. So I'm more than excited to see him, man. And when it's all said and done, I think he'll end up being one of the better picks of the draft. Now, long term, will he be an all-star? It's potential for that, but you know, I would want to see how he does through his first 30 games. But he is a valid pick for the #1 player. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about LaMelo. You know, some people don't like him just because of his dad and how his dad talked. But I love it, man. He's a confident kid, and I think he has a great future in the NBA. It's gonna be fun seeing him match up against his brother. Just little stuff like that families you wouldn't even be able to dream of. So I think it's dope. At any rate, that's one of the NBA breakdowns. So on to the next one. Who's gonna be my next video? Who's the #1 pick? We got Anthony Edwards as #1 pick. We got LaMelo Ball as #1 pick. It's only gonna be one. Only one person can go. Appreciate you joining, and just like that, we will be back.